Hi, Nancy Christensen here, and this week's video blog is titled The Gift of Skin in the Game. It's this paradox of when we give of ourselves from a really deep place of love to another that we love, to another person, and we put them in front of us, it's the greatest fulfillment that we'll ever have. And I've been excited about sharing this with you for some time. It's been deeply in my heart for a long time. So here we go. It's a paradox, right? This principle is, and it's like we want to self-protect. We're wired that way. We want to get what we want that's in our nature, right? So when we do what's supernatural, something that's above our nature, this magic thing happens. And I had to look up what paradox was. So I went to dictionary.com, and it says it's a statement or a proposition that seems self-contradictory or absurd, but in reality expresses a possible truth. So the idea of a paradox fits really well here. I think of my children. Again, I've learned so much from them in my life, but when I give to them, it's from this place of deep, profound love. Like I genuinely want them to succeed and want them to do well. And it's almost like at that deep, deep place, it's almost like I don't even care about what happens to me. All of my thoughts and my efforts are over there with them. It's this other focus. And in that, it comes back around and brings the greatest fulfillment that's humanly possible, this principle. I believe that God is teaching us how to love when we love like that. So many times in my life, I've served people or done things that I didn't want to do for the other person, but I had a mindset of, I have to do it. It's an obligation that I have to do. It's out of duty. And so I perform it, and that leads to resentment. Oh my gosh, I don't want to think of it like that. I want to come from a place of love, not duty. And that's a huge difference. So when Jesus was on the cross, I think that's the ultimate of what he's trying to teach us about love here, about this sacrifice, about this paradox, about having skin in the game. Like, can't get more literal than that, right? So there's a verse in Hebrews, fixing our eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and perfecter of our faith. Okay. For the joy set before him, he endured the cross, scorning its shame. And I looked up scorning because I wanted to have a more understanding of what he meant there. And that is to reject or refuse or ignore. So he scorned the shame of the cross. And he was focused on the joy, that connection, and that intimacy with us by that sacrifice that he made. And it is just so powerful when I think about it in those terms of, that he did that for the connection that we'll have and the freedom that we'll have, and that I will enjoy an abundant, fulfilled life because of that he did. And I want to live from that place. I want to come from that place in my life. When I do something for someone, I want to come from a place of love, not because I have to. It's because I choose. I choose to. Jesus chose that. Last Christmas, I had a special little something I wanted to give my kids for Christmas, and it's just so, it was so funny because it was kind of a special thing. I was so excited. I'm quite sure I was way more excited than they were, but it was this anticipation of, I've kind of prepared this thing, and it wasn't a sacrifice for me really, but just the idea of giving something, that, I didn't have to do it. I didn't have to do it, but the joy, that's what got my attention. The joy that I had, like, I was so excited. That old adage that we've heard, it's better to give than to receive. It's this huge spectrum of the level of joy and fulfillment and love and intimacy that we can have when we have skin in the game, when we choose to give out of love and not of duty. It's a powerful thing. It's so exciting, and it's fun to tap into this. And it's kind of almost like a game for me now. Like I'm kind of looking for areas that I can, oh, I can do that for that person, and I can do it because I want to, I choose to, and I have something to offer. It's kind of a fun game. So play the game, get some skin in it, and see where you can find this pop up in your own life. All right, see you next week. Bye.